Great British menu.
Oh dear, that's a long one.
Well, it's just a menu. Okay, just thank you very much. So,
Ultimate British.
ooh,
It would be roast chicken. Great Stilton.
asparagus,
Spiced smoked salmon.
cheese.
Best end of roe deer, baked over Douglas fir.
Cornish pasty. Probably an apple.
Tandoori pigeon served in a Yorkshire pudding cup.
It's about the produce, it's about meat, it is about two veg.
I still love crumble. To me, I'm obsessed by crumble. I think it's a beautiful dish which should be known across the world.
I think most people think we overcook our beef. Everyone just eats fish and chips and soggy vegetables. I don't think it's certainly not accurate. We certainly do great fish and chips still.
Food before was separated from our life. Now it's part of it. It's part of our consciousness here as well.
I don't think anybody can take away that from us, and I feel very good that I stand at that podium as a British person.
When it comes to British cuisine, people often think monotonous, greasy, and fish and chips. But the severely underrated food of Great Britain is so much more than that. Nothing fills me with joy quicker than a plate of bangers and mash washed down by a pint of stout. Today, we will dispel the myth of Great Britain's food being anything like its weather, grey and bleak. In truth, it is packed full of flavors and comfort. In this episode, I will take you on a journey to explore British food and how it's represented right here in Hanoi. First, let's start with a journey with the British Food Campaign in Hanoi, fronted by award-winning British Michelin star Gary Rhodes. Starting the campaign here in Vietnam with a cooking demonstration, Rhodes left a great impression on Vietnamese diners and young chefs. After that, the campaign rolled on to feature the Great British Bake Off, where Vietnamese and expats competed to make scones, the iconic pastry of the English afternoon tea set. But it wasn't all about the food from a cold, grey northern island off the coast of Europe. Gary Rhodes was taking the time to explore Vietnamese food, and he was thrilled to visit a local market. The Michelin star chef revealed the herbs, vegetables, fruits, and the seafood he found.
Going in there, it was lively. It had every kind of ingredient that a chef can imagine. It was incredible just looking around. There's everything. It's a chef's dream.
For him, sitting and enjoying authentic Vietnamese food like this was a memorable experience. The British Embassy's campaign also featured an online recipe of love competition run through its Facebook page, which has attracted more than 40,000 followers. Bùi Thanh Nhàn has a passion for cooking. She chose crispy roasted pork as her competition entry.
Mình cũng thấy là cái cách làm heo quay bì giòn của kiểu Anh ấy thì là nó đơn giản. Tức là bạn chỉ cần mua miếng thịt về, phủ lên đó một lớp muối tinh ấy, thì nó khoảng tầm 0,5 mm, mình phủ kín lên trên cái mặt bì ấy. Tính nhiều là bì lúc ấy mình phải lau thật là khô. Sau đó mình cho vào lò nướng, mình nướng thì khi mà được khoảng 30 phút thì là cái muối nó sẽ tác dụng vào miếng bì và nó sẽ khô, nó nở đều lên thì mình sẽ bỏ cái miếng thịt ra, mình bỏ hết muối đi. Sau đó đun một ấm nước sôi, mình đổ nước sôi vào luôn cái khay thịt nướng đấy. Thì để cái nước sôi làm cho thịt nó chín mềm và chín đều bên trong. Thế sau đó thì khi mà mình bỏ muối rồi mình sẽ lau sạch tất cả muối ở trên bì mình đổ nước sôi ấy. Thì là mình lại cho lại vào lò nướng thì lúc đấy thì là mình không cần phải xăm bì nữa. Tự cái tác động của muối với cả bì thì nó sẽ nổ đều và nó sẽ cho ra món ăn là trong khoảng tầm chưa đến 60 phút là mình sẽ có món là bì thì đổ giòn tan mà thịt ở trong thì mềm mà ngọt từ thịt luôn.
With thousands of likes and shares on Facebook, Bùi Thanh Nhàn won the special prize.
Giải thưởng này có sức tưởng tượng đối với cả mình bởi vì nó làm một phần thưởng mà mình cảm thấy là mình mong ước rất là lâu rồi. Ẩm thực Anh tối giản về mặt thời gian và nguyên liệu, nhưng mà để tôn vinh lên cái vị đặc trưng của món ăn.
Having lived in Hertfordshire, England, I was constantly on a search of that familiar British taste that I once experienced. I'm visiting Gastro Pub, a restaurant in Hanoi with a British menu.
So I can see that there are many typical British dishes on this menu, like bangers and mash, Scotch egg, fish and chips, and I just ordered a very English dish called bread and butter pudding. This pudding goes perfectly well with the vanilla ice cream next to it, and I love the fact that there are speckles of vanilla bean on top of it. And to top it all off, the sweetness is just right. I'm pleasantly surprised that there is such an authentic British dish right here in the middle of Hanoi, and I want to find out more about the person behind this dish.
Nguyễn Quang Dũng is Gastro Pub's head chef and owner. Although he studied economics in the UK, his real passion lies in the culinary arts, particularly British cuisine. He self-taught basic cooking techniques and took classes on food science before opening a British restaurant in Hanoi to showcase his culinary talents and highlight some British cookery's best-kept secrets.
In our restaurant, we also take British food. We also look at British foods as a base for our cuisine. It's not about, it's not really traditional English food. We serve traditional English cuisine, but with a twist. Either we bring them to be modernized, or either we localized our dishes. It suits the Vietnamese palate, but also really interesting for any British to eat.
Mincemeat, boiled egg, breadcrumbs.
It's originated from London, actually.
Oh.
We call it something irrelevant, which is the Scotch egg.
Oh, Scotch egg. I love Scotch eggs, and I know it's so hard to make.
Well, it's all about the hands,
All about the hands, right? It's always about the hands.
Handle the balls well, that's it.
Okay.
A Scotch egg consists of a hard-boiled egg wrapped in sausage meat, coated in breadcrumbs, and baked or deep-fried. The earliest printed recipe appears in the 1809 edition of Mrs. Rundell's A New System of Domestic Cookery. Mrs. Rundell and later 19th century authors served them hot with gravy.
Many people thought that there's nothing in there. Sausage, meat, egg, that's it. Well, you're correct. But we do food really simple. There is no English sausage in Vietnam that we can find. So we have to make our own sausages mix. So, but again, we use a Vietnamese technique in that. So normally you mince the meat. But in Gastro, you hand chop all the meat. We do hand chop all our meat for the sausage stuffing.
Then we mix the egg with flour and breadcrumbs.
And then we make them into a nice little patty, and then you wrap them around the egg. So the flavor and everything is English, but the texture is absolutely Vietnamese. It's to die for.
In England, the Scotch eggs are either baked or deep-fried. Here, we deep-fry them.
So, Scotch egg. Okay.
Dũng decorates the Scotch egg with his homemade mushy peas.
Seriously, if you haven't tried this, you haven't lived. It's so fragrant with the thyme, and there's the caramelized onion, which adds this really subtle sweetness to it. There's a beautiful crust. And then, of course, how can we forget the perfect runny egg yolk?
When it comes to British food, how can we skip fish and chips?
In England, we eat fish and chips in fish and chip shop. Different fish and chip shop, they have different kinds of fish. They have different kinds of batter, different kinds of sauce to go with your fish, different kinds of flavor. Fish and chips is not just about the fish and the chips. It's about culture. It's about the difference between region. It's about the whole vibe of the fish and chip shop that you cannot find it anywhere else in Britain, other than Britain.
But this isn't any ordinary portion of fish and chips at Zung's restaurant.
So fish and chip in gastro, we take the same philosophy of the food in England, which is taking the local ingredient and do minimal to them, cooking really simple. Because the potato in Hanoi is so much different from the potato in England, so we have to treat them differently to get the same direct results. If you are from the north, you would typically go for tartar sauce, much cheaply, or even curry sauce or gravy. So this is definitely a northern England dish.
Zung also introduced me to another dish that he claims to be a classic with a Vietnamese twist. Its ingredients are eggs, cream, sugar, milk, and tea. The name of the dish is green tea Cambridge cream, more commonly known as creme brulee. The twist? Here, Zung uses jasmine tea.
My mom really loves jasmine tea. So just taking the inspiration from her, the jasmine flavour and the tea. The jasmine adds a really nice little floral notes to the cream, and the technique is exactly the same as in England, as you would bake the custard. So again, English cuisine base, local ingredient, local taste, take them to another level. All right, so now we are going to bake this lovely custard in the oven, 180 degrees, for about an hour and a half. Okay, so here's one that I've already done. It's been baked, it's been chilled in the fridge for 5 hours.
The final touch to this dish is to use a blowtorch to burn the sugar on top to create a crunchy exterior.
It's just cooked with love, you know, again, simple, not doing anything too complicated, you know, a lot of care, a lot of love, a lot of attention in that thing.
Previously, we just saw some authentic common dishes in Great Britain. The Sofitel legend Metropole Hanoi has elevated these dishes to reach their clientele. Now we're going to meet Olivier, head chef of Le Beaulieu and the man behind their new British menu.
For 2 weeks, we run 5 English specialty, has bacon and pea soup, corned beef, a shortcake with strawberries. We just try to promote some special and traditional item, I would say. Not maybe to make something different, just to try something fine, can mix with the Vietnamese taste and the French taste for our customer around Le Beaulieu restaurant and our Western outlet. So for this recipe,
I picked chicken and leek pie on this menu because I was intrigued by how a 5-star restaurant could turn a common British dish into something that could be serviceable in a fine dining setting. Here, the traditional flavor profile was kept, but Chef Olivier employed his advanced cooking technique to elevate the presentation of the dish.
if you follow the traditional way, everything is chopped very thin and mixed all together. So this one, we're gonna make it a little bit more luxury, if I can say, and do it many different layers before to bake it.
The pie then is covered by a layer of puff pastry, egg yolk for color, and cracked pepper.
So now we're gonna bake it between 16 to 20 minutes in one oven, 180 degrees.
While waiting for the pie to bake, my second choice on the menu is eaten mess, a classic British dessert featuring fresh strawberries, strawberry coulis, meringue, and whipped cream. This dish is a testament to the hallmark of British cuisine, simple technique that pays homage to the quality of the ingredients.
So that's why we have only 2 colors, but as the name, Helton Mess, it doesn't look perfect, but it is what it is.
Messy, but in a very organized way. Oh, yay!
Yes, and here is the pie.
It smells wonderful.
This is a very traditional dish, so very old-fashioned style. So you're gonna have the softness and the creamy of the chicken cooked like a blanquette style with the roux. Then the leek is going to give a little bit of peps, and the carrot is going to give a little bit of freshness. And then to finish with the puff pastry on the top with the black pepper crust is gonna give a little bit of crunchy to the dish. In terms of consistency, the 2 dishes are quite similar.
Yeah, it's like
because you have the crunch of the meringue, the freshness of the strawberry, and then the cream and the coulis make the creamy sauce.
Yes. So here we have 2 dishes that are served in different courses, but are in a way very similar. They're similar in the way they look because they have different layers. They're similar in their texture. It's the combination of creaminess, butteriness, and then the crunchiness. I love them both. I can't decide which one I like more.
Afternoon tea was introduced in England by Anna, the 7th Duchess of Bedford, in 1840. The Duchess would become hungry around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. She asked for a tray of tea, bread and butter, and cake to be brought to her room during the late afternoon. This became a habit of hers, and she began inviting her friends to join her. Traditional afternoon tea consists of a selection of dainty sandwiches, scones served with clotted cream and jams, and bite-sized pastries.
It has been a very difficult decision, but we both agree that traditional was the way that we went forward. So it's the food bloggers. It's the food bloggers!
After her victory at the Great Britain Bake Off at the Sofitel Legend Metropole Hanoi, Thuc Anh felt so inspired that she decided to dedicate an entire workshop towards teaching people how to make scones. Here I am at the workshop. Let's make some scones.
At the workshop, Thuc Anh showcased her secrets to making the best scones, from creating homemade buttercream to the technique of mixing the dough by hand.
Sau khi xem workshop này thì tôi thấy là tôi đã học được nhiều cái kỹ năng, ví dụ như là cách cái trộn bột tơi, và khi mà trộn bột thì lại không nên để cho nó chạm vào lòng bàn tay. Trước đây thì em không biết, em đã từng thử làm ở nhà, nhưng mà vì tay em hơi nóng nên em lại cho chạm vào lòng bàn tay, và em cảm giác là cái ruột bánh của em nó hơi dai hơn một chút, nó không được tơi mềm như của chị ở đây.
Bánh scone thì tôi đã biết từ trước đây rồi, đã từng ăn rồi, nhưng mà đã ăn ở Việt Nam nên là cảm thấy rằng là nó chưa đúng lắm với cả phong cách làm scone của Anh Quốc. Buổi làm bánh này rất là thú vị vì không những là được biết cách để làm bánh scone mà ngoài ra còn biết được về rất nhiều về ẩm thực của Anh, như là những cái văn hóa của Anh nữa trong cái gói bánh này.
I had the opportunity for a hands-on experience of making scones with the expert.
It doesn't crumble when I break it apart. That's a good sign.
Bản thân bánh scone là một loại bánh rất là đơn giản, nó rất là dễ làm, tuy nhiên lại khó để mà tạo nên một cái bánh scone hoàn hảo và ngon miệng. Một chiếc bánh scone ngon là một chiếc bánh scone mà có cái lớp ruột bánh mềm, xốp, ẩm nhưng mà lại không được bết dính, bằng cách mình có thể nhận biết là mình bẻ đôi chiếc bánh scone ra và không có vụn bánh rơi ra ngoài. Đó là một trong những cái điều thú vị của bánh scone. Tuy nhiên là cái lớp vỏ bánh scone thì nó lại có hơi một chút giòn, hơi một chút cứng hơn một chút để làm sao cho mà khi chúng ta phết kem hoặc phết mứt nó không bị chảy ra.
The workshop attracts an range of people, from children to adults.
The scones is absolutely perfect. It's so buttery, so soft and warm on the inside and crusty on the outside. And it goes perfectly well with the cold cream and the sweet heart of the jam. I really love it. Afternoon tea is not a meal. It's a revered tradition. Sometimes what you eat matters less than how you do it, where you do it, and with whom you do it. Here at the JW Marriott Hanoi, Chef Raphael really makes the food shine by putting a contemporary spin on the traditional British afternoon tea.
The idea of this afternoon tea was black and white. You have the house smoked salmon sandwich. This squid ink brioche with the homemade smoked salmon and sour cream, so simple but very nice. We have the truffle and ham sandwich. So again, good quality ham, fresh truffle slice that we put on the sandwich. I'm not British, so I'm very French, so I always stick to what I know and what I like. So, for example, we had the financier, this cake there, which is a very nice and moist financier with cream and coconut. But then we also wanted to give like traditional flavor that people like, so we have the raisin scones, and then we have brownies, which is a bit more American, but also very nice. That was how we built the high tea, knowing that what our customer like and how we want it to be.
Hi, Raphael.
Hey, Nina.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, good.
Here at the JW Marriott, Chef Raphael showcases an international spread of items from different parts of the world. We are going to bake something very easy, comforting, and American: brownies.
Oh, the smell is amazing.
Our customers here at the lounge, they are very international. So we have Korean people, Japanese people, Vietnamese people, European people. So again, we wanted to give an international afternoon tea that everybody will enjoy, and then everybody can find basically their favorite in the set that we've prepared.
Afternoon tea is often served at 4 p.m. It's not just a British tradition anymore. It has spread throughout the world.
So what makes this afternoon tea set really delicious is because the items are made with premium ingredients. The sandwiches are made to order, so I can really taste the freshness of the bread. It's not stale, it's not dried out, and the nice smoky flavor of the in-house smoked salmon. What makes this place my favorite afternoon tea place in Hanoi is because Chef Raphael focuses on the quality of the food. He makes sure that everything tastes delicious rather than just mimicking an afternoon tea experience for the sake of it.
It has been a blast exploring what British food has to offer right here in Hanoi. From the humble dishes that anyone, regardless of background and ethnicity, would find comforting, to the beautifully elevated British flavors in 5-star settings, British food can please the most fastidious of diners. So next time anyone tells you that British food is bad, slap them with a stick and Guinness pie.